Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. We're getting ready for one of my favorite times of year, and that's the Christmas season. I love Christmas time. I love the smells. I love the traditions. That it's just a wonderful time of year. And one of the things that we always do at Christmas time is we have all the grandkids and the kids come in and we make sugar cookies and decorate those. Now, it's still a little early to be doing that for us. We do that usually the week of Christmas. But I want to share our recipe ahead of time. And there's two ways when you're done making the cookie dough that you can work this up. One of them is you can roll it out and cut them and then decorate them. And that's what we do with the kids. The other way is you can just drop them onto the cookie sheet, press them down with a glass dipped in sugar, and bake them that way, and just have them as a treat, as just a regular sugar cookie. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to start with our wet ingredients, and I'm going to cream together. And I have a mixture of a 1/4 cup of shortening and a 1/4 cup of butter that's been softened to room temperature. And I'm going to put in 1 cup of sugar and 1 egg. And then I need a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm going to cream all of these together, and then I'm going to work on my dry ingredients. And you need to preheat your oven to 425. The trick with this sugar cookie recipe is it says to bake them for 8 to 10 minutes, but every oven is a little different. You need to see that it's just beginning to brown on the very edges of the cookie, but don't over bake them. The joy in these cookies is the softness and the fluffiness of the cookie. So I'm going to cream these together. With my mixer. And then I'm going to mix together my dry ingredients that I will add to this. And it's very simple. I just have my flour, which is 2 2/3 cups of flour. And then I have my leavening agents, and I have a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Measuring spoons, because I just want to mix those together a little bit. Now the other thing that the only other ingredient I need for this is I have a 1/2 cup of sour cream that I'm going to add alternately with the dry ingredients to my wet ingredients. And I like to go about in thirds. The other nice thing about this particular cookie dough is that a lot of sugar cookies, you have to refrigerate them before you use them, and you don't necessarily have to do that with this one. You can, but you don't have to. last of my dry ingredients. The last of my sour cream. Mixer. Okay, now I'm just going to form these into balls. Move this aside and show you what I'm up to. I've got parchment on my cookie sheet. And I'm just going to take my flat bottom glass. And the first one has a tendency to stick a little bit until you get a little bit of moisture from the cookie onto the bottom of your glass, and then you can press it down. And I'm just going to repeat this. You need to give them about 2 inches of space because they will expand. If you want to, when you press it with the sugar, if that's not quite enough sugar for you, you can always take a little bit from your bowl that you're pressing with and put a little more on, but you don't need to. So I'm going to fill the tray, put them in at 425, and then I'm going to bake them for 8 to 10 minutes or until they start to brown around the edges. Hello, welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. At Christmas time, we make lots of different Christmas candies, and some of them are specific that the kids just love, and there are others that we make for the adults, and this is one of those. And this is our recipe for rum balls, and so adults only. You're going to begin by taking a whole package of vanilla wafers and crushing those, and you can use the off-brand if you like to. I just like the flavor of the name brand ones. So you're going to crush those up like I've done in my bowl, and then you're going to also chop up some pecans, and you want to chop them pretty fine, a cup of those. I'm going to put those in with my vanilla wafers, and you're going to use some cocoa, about 1/4 cup of cocoa, and that's the unsweetened cocoa, not the dark. I suppose you could use the dark cocoa, but I'm just not as fond of it. And then a cup of powdered sugar. And you're going to need more powdered sugar. I have some in a bowl here to roll the rum balls in when we're done. So I'm going to mix these ingredients together first before I add any liquid to this. We make rum balls, but we make Oreo truffles and peanut butter truffles, and we distinguish between those when we put them in the packages in the freezer because we have some peanut butter allergies. And Ron's great nephew's wife came, and we made hot chocolate bombs, and we make peanut brittle, and there's just lots and lots of candies we do. Okay, so once I get that mixed, I'm going to also stir in 1 cup of light corn syrup. And I have a couple of rum ball recipes, and this one happens to be one of those that you don't have to cook, which means that the rum doesn't cook down any that you're going to put in this. Okay. And then comes the rum, and I have a 1/3 cup of rum, and I'm using some dark rum, but we also like to use Captain Morgan in it because it has a little lighter rum flavor, but I'm using the dark rum. I want to mix those together. Once I get this all mixed together, I'm going to form this into about 1-inch balls. And then I'm going to roll that in the powdered sugar and then put them in an airtight container. And I like to put these in the freezer when if we're not ready for them right away, just to keep them fresher. But if you're going to make them and eat them within the first couple of days, as long as they're in an airtight container, they will be fine. Okay, now comes the nice and messy part. I'm going to form this into balls. You don't want to make them too big. And roll them in my powdered sugar. And then put them in my airtight container. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.